Greetings and welcome back, Dapplings, to another episode of Robocraft. This is not going to be a part of my From Scratch series. As you can tell, I'm on my main account, and I'm currently staring at the Kopter Mark II. Now, I had originally intended to just take this out for a couple of battles and just refamiliarize ourselves with this design. However, some things have gone a little awry. You may notice that there are an awful lot of down-pointing thrusters. The Kopter handles extraordinarily well. It's very stable, especially with the updates to the hover plates. However, it does seem to cause some, let's say, interesting effects on physics. You know what, let's actually upgrade all of these to tier 10s. Now, the Kopter is actually fairly low down in the rankings, usually. If we go with tier 10s, then... run out of CPU, that's why. Okay, well, we'll stick with tier 9s then. In fact, we could go with tier 8s, but I think we'll go with tier 9s. Let's pop that one there. Will this work? Oh, I don't have enough of those cubes. What kind of shenanigans is that? Alright then, back all the way down to tier 8. Well, scallywaggery. We'll go with the same weapon loadout for all of the weapons. That way it'll balance it a little bit better, I imagine. But, well, that said, there is something to be said about a nice tier 10 gun. There we go, we'll have one of them. Right, anyway, back to the Kopter. Let me demonstrate. It's going to take us a few moments to get this to happen, but it happens consistently in every test that I've done. I have added these thrusters in hopes of fixing, as I said, kind of a glitch in physics, really. As you can see, Kopter is very stable as it's always been, even more so now with the updates to the hover blades. However, as we climb, and especially as we sit close to the height cap for these rotor blades, now it's not happened from what I've been able to tell when not at the height cap, but if you stick at the height cap for long enough while still trying to climb, which is actually something I often do, I just hold down the spacebar while I'm playing, it can lead to some interesting behavior. Now, I'm not sure if this happens if we're just flying around normally. I will be looking into that, but you notice that a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a drop in our height, and now we're climbing. I'm no longer holding space. Space is not being held. Downward thrusters, engage. They've slowed our ascent, but not stopped it. I'm actually not holding space, so that is another test now complete. But, yeah, we're descending to the heavens. The Kopter doesn't want to be on the ground, even near to the ground. And there we are. There's the ceiling cap. We can go up, but we can't go down. Come on, try and go down. No, absolutely not. Not interested in going down. Well, hello to the clouds, then, I suppose. Can't see a bloody thing. I can still kind of aim. Kind of. Not very well, though. But, the Kopter was never meant to be a satellite. I'm not too happy about this. But, it's an interesting effect, and we're going to play a game with this interesting effect. But for the interest of not being stuck in a game where something is just completely broken beyond measure, we'll do some deathmatch. I'm thinking that this may not be as big of an issue in an actual fight where I'm constantly being shot at, because someone's eventually going to shoot me out of the sky, I'm sure of it. But for science, I think, is going to more or less be the motto of this episode. We're going to try and explore this weird little effect and see what it is that's causing it. Now, my bet is specifically on the hover blades and the rotor blades interacting with each other. That is what's actually causing the remarkably odd behavior. Now, we're fairly high in the queue position, so I'm going to cut the episode here, and we will be jumping back in when I've actually got a battle. And welcome back. We are finally in a battle. It took us a good long while, about 3 minutes of queuing to get in here. We've got 2 medics on each side, 2 plasmas. We have 5 SMGs and a Mega Bot on each side. It looks like Mega SMG Bot. Ooh, I like the use of aero rods there. A bit of a variation on a very common style we see. I really like the use of aero rods around your wheels. That's actually pretty cool. But very, very common style. Basically, tiered limbs for placing the Mega SMGs on. Hello there. Let's try and shoot you. I think I caught you a little bit. But usually they involve a lot of shielding as well. Now this one does not have a lot of shielding. It is, I'm wondering how survivable it's going to be compared to its enemies. That is a Tesla that we do not want to allow to exist. Absolutely not, my friend. Oh dear, that could cost my Megabot its life. Trying to clip part of that Tesla before it can come back and cause any issues for our Megabot. So drop that on you. That was a good shot, actually. Got someone over here. Where are you going? You are skedaddling, it seems. And you have skedaddled. Well done, you. Now, let's see. We are actually doing okay at the moment. We've got one down, but generally speaking, we're doing more than we're taking in terms of damage. Hello down there. I'm afraid your time has come. Right. You are not getting back from there. Well, at least I very much doubt it, but you're not dead yet, so also let's try and get rid of their medic. One shot, one kill. Very nice indeed. I am being harassed, however. Ah, there we are. Yonder Megabot of great height is shooting me from afar. I'm gonna get down, get a little bit of Megaticking going on. Thank you very much. Always be polite and thank your medic. Granted, you know, it's kind of self-serving, since a medic alone is not going to win the game, but so keeping you alive is actually in the medic's best interest, but still, they could be prioritizing someone else other than you. And if you're polite, perhaps they'll prioritize you in the future when all other things are equal. There we go. Fantastic. And there we are. Okay, the Kopter did quite well for itself there. 4 kills, 1 assist, 4,407 damage, 147 score. In fact, I think I may be the top. Oh, fantastic news. Yes, I even outscored our Megabot. Though our Megabot did a lot more damage, which is fitting of a Megabot. 3 assists, 2 kills. So effectively, the same amount of contribution in terms of enemy deaths. Very nice indeed. Our team did pretty well there. Notice there are a lot of people on the enemy team have no score whatsoever, and XHD has literally nothing. I wonder if they went idle right at the beginning. Quite possible, but I forgot to have a good game. I was too absorbed in the stats. Oh my lord, how undapper. Well, there we go. We've got a decent little victory there. Now, jumping into the next battle, I think, is the best thing to do, as one good fight does not a good test make. Now, in this next one, I'm going to specifically try to hit the ceiling cap. That is basically inviting doom. However, I feel that as the purpose of this episode is more or less to just test out this glitch and also just to get a little bit of fun from the Kopter, it makes sense to try and do that. Now, in our last battle, I was playing to try and mitigate the risks of the glitch by not rising to my maximum height, by just generally hovering and not being shy to duck back down when the opportunity arose. Also, the fight didn't actually last that long, so not the most useful test for this physics error, but I shall bring you back when we've got a fight. And here we are. We have 2 medics on each team. We have 2 rails on the enemy, only 1 on ours. 3 plasmas on each team. We have 1 more SMG than the enemy do, but no Megabots. That's quite an interesting one. Now, as I mentioned, in this battle, I'm going to be trying to reach the ceiling height for this bot and see if it carries me off into the blue yonder. Or the green yonder, in this case. Now, where are the enemies likely to arrive from? No, that's not going to help. Stop. Stop. There we are. Now, if I were an enemy, which side would I choose? I'd probably go through the canyon to avoid being bombed, which is exactly why I shouldn't be going there with a bomber, really. But, oh, we're kind of wobbling. We're keeping a steady height here. No crazy lift yet. We'll have to see. Now, for the sake of it, I've taken my thumb off space, so we shouldn't be climbing anymore. I may need to adjust that slightly, however. Just if I dip down a little bit too much, I might need to pull myself back up. We are definitely starting to dip down. Hello down there. Let's get you all pinged, shall we? There we go. One good hit there. It's not going to strike it, I don't think. Oh no, it did. Okay, let's take this guy a little bit. There you are. Don't like you at all. See if I can't get above you. I might be able to if the ceiling height weirdness happens. Ooh, that's bad. Well, it might not be happening at this point. I need to find a medic. Hello down there. Right about there will do. Take off some more of your legs. And again if we can. Oh, you're on the move. Never mind. Where's our nearest medic? Ooh. Medic. Good times. Let's try and get to you. I've lost many of my rotors, many of my hovers as well. There we are. Fantastic. Let's get those back on and get back into this fight. We seem to be doing okay. We haven't lost anyone just yet, at the very least. Let's try and duck through all of these just for a bit of fun. Ah! My bit of fun! Ruined! Ruined by someone who just helped me, so I can't be too mad at them. Okay, well, let's get up a little bit higher. We've got a medic up on the ridge over here. Hello, medic. Let's try and reverse a little bit so our belly is shown to the enemy. That allows us to get a better angle on attack. And the last bomber has gone down. Okay, well, I was actively trying to rise to the ceiling there, and it didn't happen. Okay. I had fun once. It was awful. It's true. Sometimes it can be. Damn that fun. I mean, whoever thought that fun would be fun? Oh, wait. Alright. We got 1 kill, 2 assists, a reasonable amount of damage, and second highest score. But the scores are all very, very, very low. Really surprisingly low. It seems thrown off by a fairly large margin. But there we are. We got 4 spotting, 3 scouting. Not a terrible amount of points, all things told. But I think we've done enough now in Team Deathmatch. 2 battles where I didn't fly off into the upper atmosphere. So I think I feel confident enough to try and take this out in a battle arena. Now, the nice thing with a battle arena as well is that when we actually fight in a battle arena, if we die, we respawn. So if things go terribly awry and I end up floating up to the upper limit of height and I'm just a sitting duck because I can't really move around up there, I just go straight up and then my rotor blades kind of get jammed in the ceiling. But if that should happen and I get killed, that's not a terrible thing, because I'll come back and I can just avoid rising that high again in the future. Now, very long queue position here. The queue times for today's battles have been actually really, really long. Surprisingly long, in fact. So I'm going to pause the video here. Again, I suspect I'm going to have another 3 or 4 minute wait, so I shall bring you back once the waiting is over. And welcome back. That one took an abnormally long time. It was almost 5 minutes. 4 minutes and 40 odd seconds. At 5 minutes, the general rule is exit out of the queue. Unless you've been watching your queue position and it's right down and it's now at 1, then I would leave at that point. Even if it is at 1, if you stick around and like after 6 minutes you're still not in a battle, at that point go. The general word from Seb is that 5-minute wait queues are generally bugs and you shouldn't wait around for longer than 5 minutes. At that point, take a screenshot, post it on Twitter or on the forums and just let them know what kind of queue you were in, whether you were in a platoon, what robo ranking, all of that information that will help them refine the matchmaking process and find any squirrely code that may be leading to unintended effects. There we go, and we'll strip down this. Now again, in this one, the goal here is to test whether I end up flying off to the height ceiling. So it would help if I take a little bit of an increase in height. Now, while I was waiting, I busied myself by reading over the latest hotfix notes to see if that are definitely unhooked from something. I felt the resistance suddenly drop to nothing. Suddenly I was moving without any kind of resistance at all. To see you there. See if I can hit you though. Might be able to. But right now, the recoil from my guns will drive me higher. Not so great. But let's see if I can hit that rail walker a little bit. Plasma bomber. Let's see if I can smack you in the face. Looks like I might be able to. Let's get you pinged again. Getting a little bit here. I can't see the tower now to know where to aim. I'm just firing wildly, hoping I hit the tower. Because at this point, there's... Oh, there we are. I definitely hit something. At this point, there's nothing else I can do. So I definitely know that flying at the height ceiling in battle mode is dangerous. Now, I kind of figured it probably would be, because it doesn't make any sense for the for there to be local physics differences between the test arena and an actual battle arena. That's the whole point of a test arena, is to test your bot and using it the way that you would normally use it. So, oh, there we are. We are at the top now, so we just need to apply a little bit more damage. I could respawn at this point. That is also an option for me, and in fact, that would be the gentlemanly thing to do. I just realized that, yes, we should respawn. Let's go ahead and respawn there. It isn't fair on our enemies if I'm able to use some sort of physics discrepancies to put my bot in a place where it's going to be virtually impossible for them to see me, much less hit me. So let's just try and avoid the height ceiling. If that keeps happening too much, well, it'll suck. But I'll still have to just keep respawning. Okay, they're about to undo all of our good work. They just did. Oh, well, scallywags. Okay, well, let's get in there and do a little bit of damage to them if we can. Hello, Medic Hover. I don't think you're going to be able to hit me. Oh, you can. Well done, you. Oh, no, you're hitting my ally. Very well. Let's try and take you out there, about there. Oh, no, you slowed down suddenly. Let's make sure we can apply a little bit more firepower. I am doing a terrible job of actually aiming at you. And now you're not on the move. How about... Nope, you're gone. Okay, fair enough. Alright, let's get into this tower and take that out. Again, I'm going to have to be very mindful of how high I am to try and avoid drifting off into space. There we go. Not quite in the right position for hitting these crystals, but there we are. That'll be a little bit easier. We'll take out the ones facing the enemy first, because it'll be a little bit easier. Well, they're not quite facing the enemy, but it's more on the enemy side, because you would have to be on their side of the tower in order to hit those crystals. But generally speaking, I think it's better to take those ones out first, because then even if you do die, you'll come back and it'll be a lot easier for you to capture the tower, since all of the crystals that you need to hit will be facing your direction. So even if the enemy are trying to actively defend that tower at that point, it's not going to be as easy for them to do it. Alright, where are the enemy? The enemy are all over the place over here, apparently. Let's get you pinged. And about there. No, I haven't got the height to hit you. I'm going to need to reverse to show my belly. And bingo! I actually feel remarkably accomplished whenever I can hit someone by doing that. By having to reverse in order to pull the nose of the Kopter up so that the belly is on show and the plasmas have a better angle of fire. There's probably no reason why I should feel accomplished about that. It's a fairly simple maneuver, and it's well understood. It's not like I'm doing anything novel, but I do. I feel like I'm some sort of ace fighter pilot whenever I do it like that. But I need to not be here right now, and I'm also really, really bloody slow. That's probably the tell, is that at a low overclock level, when I suddenly speed up, it means that something is no longer affecting the physics of my bot the way it should. Let's make sure that you're pinged. You know what? Let me try and get up. I doubt we're going to be able to hit you. That was actually remarkably close. Much closer than I was expecting, all things told. Okay, how are we doing for our towers? We've got two. If we can just hold these two towers for long enough, we will just passively overtake the enemy in overclock levels. And about there. Just a little bit too far away to be able to make that shot accurately. Got that one though. Not too bad. 13,000 damage. A medic is not easily going to be able to put those back on, but once he gets back to base, he will. Was there someone up there? No. Okay. Gotta wait a little while on my spot counter to tick down. That is not going to be a good shot at all. Let's get up here, reverse, and fire. Nope. I was over-predicting where they were going to be. And about there. Okay, I need to be gone. Too late. I'm dead. I was about to say I need to get back to base because that that rail sniper has got my number. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too slow on the draw. Now I have fed them a little bit of overclock. They are now overclock level 6, whereas I am 5. That was a bad tactical decision on my part, a really bad one. But let's go and help with this tower, shall we? I'm gonna let everyone know that I'm on my way. The enemy don't seem to be pushing. They seem to be focused on defending. Now, this is one of those games where being a turtle under certain circumstances can be useful, but not as much anymore. It has been balanced to this point to try and encourage combat outside of the base's shields. If you allow one team to hold the towers for long enough, they will passively generate clock cycles and will eventually be strong enough to crush your base, regardless how high level you've become from defending it. Okay, down there, you need to come back up here. You're just going to be on the move, trying to find... Oh, no, you respawned. Well played. I mean, can't fault your logic there. Hello there. Nope. There. No. Failures. I am a massive failure. Okay. Redeemed myself. No longer failing. Hopefully. Okay, failing again. Damn it. Only just redeemed myself. Okay, there. Okay, slight redemption. Not much, only 50,000 worth of damage. About there. Okay, we're getting back there now. And about... overcompensated there. Massive overcompensation. There we go. Okay, you are actually remarkably tanky. You should have been dead a long time ago. There we are. Right, you know what? I'm going to go for the crystal at this point. There's no reason for me to go for the enemies. It's better for me to take this. No, I would rather not. There always seems to be something going wrong there. Now, a couple of people have pointed out that based on where the respawn button is, that when a vote to surrender happens and then they change their vote to no, is most likely because they accidentally voted to surrender because they were trying to respawn. They might have taken a lot of damage or something like that, and suddenly like, oh wait, no, I'm liking this game. We're winning. I just needed to go back to base for something. There we go. It's quite a lot of damage here. Thank you very much, medic. Hugely appreciated. I'm going to continue to focus on this though. That is the much higher. There we are. Damn it! How did I miss you at this close range? I have no idea, but it's embarrassing. And again, Scallywags. Okay, well, I'm not going to go for the one that's kind of tucked under this large limb there on the reactor because it's very hard for me to hit it from the sky. There we go. The enemy reactor's almost gone. They haven't actually hit our reactor at all. If I were them, I'd just go in there and try to get a plink on one of the crystals just for the sake of it. But no, never mind. Good game, team. And everyone else, in fact. There we go. Let's actually have a look at how we did. Probably not that well. We got 2 deaths, 3 assists, 1 kill. You know what? That's not too terribly bad. But as I said, I had actually wandered off because I got distracted by flying off to the ceiling when I was talking about this earlier. While I was waiting in the 5-minute queue, I went and checked on the latest hotfix note, and they have addressed the fact that the scores are lower. They've attached your progression, your robo level, to the score that you have rather than damage. Now, because when it was attached to damage, there'd be certain times where someone who had been a very, very active part of the team, a real team player, but hadn't directly engaged in fights as much, who would be looked upon unfavorably by the progression mechanics. So instead they've tied it to score. So this is going to be very heavily affected by winning at this point. But also, because of that, they have disconnected the association with robo rank with your score. So just having a large or low robo rank is not going to affect your score at all. It will still affect how much RP you get at the end of the battle, but your score is completely neutral in regards to robo rank. So that's why these scores have seemed a little bit low for the last couple of games. But there we are. That wasn't too bad of a battle. We actually more or less just raffle stomped the enemy. They weren't particularly coordinated. They seemed to be quite heavily focused on defending when perhaps they should have had a little bit more attacking going on. They more or less let us take the towers until right at the end. And once they lost their shield, that was pretty much it. We just walked into their base and started taking it apart. But still, they, I'm sure they had every intention of driving us back. Just a little bit of poor coordination there, and that will happen all the time. You can't ever avoid all games where that happens. Perhaps it's just a bit of an off day for them, or perhaps a lot of new players who've recently managed to build bots of this ranking. If so, welcome to the game. But that is going to be it from me, so I hope you've enjoyed this bit of a science episode and a bit of gameplay from the Kopter. But until next time we meet, do take care.